My name is Vaneet Mehta. My pronouns are he, him, and I work as a software engineer. But in my spare time, I do a lot of work in the LGBTQ+ community. I'm a writer, and my writing has been featured on Stonewall and in Men's Health, as well as in a bisexual anthology called The Bible New Testimonials. I have delivered talks and appear on panels on bisexuality and on intersectionality. I'm the creator of the hashtag #BisexualMenExist, which trended worldwide in 2020, and currently writing a book on bisexual men. I also volunteer for Rainbow Films and for MIDDLESEX Pride, which is why I'm here talking to you today. I grew up in Southall, which is part of Middlesex. I was born here and raised here, and spent 21 years of my life living here. It is a place which is incredibly important to me, but as a queer person, it has been incredibly difficult at times. I remember going to Quality Foods, a place where I spent a lot of time as a child, as my mum would go there to get all of the food she needed, and I would just go up and down the aisles looking at all of these spices, all of these big bags of rice and uttar, and then we would go into Iceland afterwards to go get the English food. You'd go to Quality Foods to get the Indian food, and then take this little path to go to Iceland to go and get all the English food. I remember going to the temple here. The temple was a place that we'd visit and praying and donating food and money. I remember actually we would have a day, I think it was once a year, where we would actually be serving food. This place means a lot to me. I went to primary school here, to Lady Margaret Primary School, and honestly, this place seems exactly like it was all those years ago. It feels very weird being back here. And I also went to secondary school here, to Greenford High School. And high school is where it really all started. I started to have feelings for the boys in my class in a way which didn't feel right, especially because I also had crushes on the girls in my class. I didn't feel like I could be gay. I didn't feel like I could be queer in Southall. I felt like I grew up in an environment which was so heteronormative, and there was such an idea of what it meant to be a man. And I didn't really fit in with this. I wasn't very masculine, and I felt like just for being slightly not masculine, or for even being feminine, for being emotional, for liking soft boys, I found that I was berated for that, and I found I was getting homophobic abuse for it. I didn't feel comfortable in this space. I knew I could never be anything other than straight in Southall. I feel like even now, walking around these streets, I don't know how comfortable I feel. I feel like I get looks. As much as I love my long hair, I feel like that alone gets me disapproving looks from people. But Southall is such a vibrant and exciting place, and such a big part of the way I grew up and how I see myself. I always say that whilst I might not be in Southall anymore, a little part of my heart will always be here. I want to help the other people who are like me, who grew up here, whose home is here, but are struggling to be queer here. And that is why Middlesex Pride is so important. It's so important because it's doing that work to start those conversations in this area. And not as outsiders, but bringing people like me, who grew up here, to be part of that conversation, to try and make that change. My name is Vaneet Mehta. I'm an Indian bisexual man who was born and raised in Southall, in Middlesex, in West London. I spent 21 years of my life here, and while some of it was difficult, I love my history here.